Good day, good people, and welcome back to my channel. Now, today's video, I'm not going to hold you guys for that long, but there are definitely some things I would like to get into. But before we get into all that, if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscription button, hit that notification button and bell so you can be notified every time I'm dropping a video. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and as always, drop a comment in that comment section. Now, let's get to today's video. Now, like I said, in today's video, I'm not going to hold you guys for that long, but there are definitely some things I would like to get into. And we're talking about this situation with Mr. Quincy and his father, Al B. Shore. So it looks like the other day, Quincy made this post on his Instagram account, and he posted a picture of him and his mom, and he says that this is a rare moment where him, his mom, and his dad were all together. And to tell you the truth, first I thought he was talking about Al B. And I was like, oh, okay, well, Al B's taking the picture. Then a nosiness inside of me that I get every time I'm doing damn near anything told me to go look at them comment sections. And one thing I'm infamous for is going to go look at the comment section. And when you went to go take a look at that comment section, boy, the floodgates open. So many people were like, you shading your father, your real father. We all know who really took the picture and blah, blah, blah. I keep going and seeing a few more comments. I hit up Kimora Simmons in the comment section on this photo. And she says, you know, basically, stop the cap. We already know, like, we know who really took the picture, and it was not your father. And I'm just like, so what was the point of you doing this? Was it more shade? Now, some people have even took it as far as to go back. I went, 2 weeks ago from when we still had the Halloween situation going on. He had posted up some photos and, certain costumes people weren't happy with. So to be honest with you, ever since this Diddy situation came out, ever since he came out with, him and his siblings came out with this long post about, their mom and how things have been affecting them with their father and stuff like that, people have been on his back. And with the recent post of him putting up and saying the rare moment of him, his mom with his dad, and we all knowing that it's going to be Diddy and that Al B was upset about this and that hell, Kimora Lee was upset about this and so many other people in that comment section. It's like this. Everyone is getting upset at Quincy and they're like, how could you continue to come out and, applaud and be by this man's side and yada, yada, yada. This is what I want everybody to think about. Because I've already said this once, but now I'm just going to get, said a little differently because I didn't think about the mom. I just kept it one way. God rest her soul. Not only did Al B not do a job at all, because I would say, normally you say, oh, that person didn't do a good job. No, he didn't do a job at all. Not only did not do what he was supposed to have done for his son Quincy, so that way Quincy wouldn't even been in the presence of a Diddy, but the mother, and like I said, rest her soul, she had her son around him. If the mother was allowed to have the child around him and basically feel like this is, his father, and the father didn't even really give a damn, then what do you guys think, and how long do you think it's going to take Quincy to really get through his head all the traumas that basically was going on in that family and with his mom? Everybody's like, well, we all know that your mom was, by him. Why are you still on his side? It's like when you deal with anybody who has been in an abusive relationship or a person that's dealing with an abuse. It's going to take them some time. They're not just going to snap out of that shit. Like, it took them a minute to get in it. It's going to take them a minute to get out of it. Just as hard as it is to program somebody to do something, it's going to take some time to unprogram that person from them same traumas and stuff. And honestly, he really needs to go talk to somebody. And honestly, that's going to open up a whole can of worms. Because he's going to have to look at his childhood. He's going to have to be forced to look at some things that he wasn't privy to look into before. Before, when his mom was still here, and even hell, when all this stuff didn't come out about his father, he was able to still just, la la, la la, living at la la land. But now that all this underlying stuff is coming out, and people are saying what they're saying, at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to take him a minute to get up out of this funk and whatever else he's in. Because at the end of the day, that's who he was raised to believe in, his father. I'm tired of Al B. Shore coming out saying stupid things and getting upset and, oh, he knows who his real father is and blah, blah, blah. You should have been a man back then and you should have made sure that your son was okay. And if you want to keep coming out and talking about Kim, you should have been a man and stood up back then and came out and said something back then. I don't understand why everybody playing piggyback now that she's gone, and now that all this extra stuff has come out. It's like, oh, the coast is clear. Let me say what I gotta say. You should, if you was really a man like how you claim that you are, and you're a father, and he knows who his real father is, you should have came out and did all of these things back then, instead of waiting until now. Kim is gone. He's steady going, be around the diddler. If you would have been a man, or you would have been a half piece of a father back then, and I don't want to hear nothing, well, Kim was doing this and Kim was doing that. No, you can't blame, you cannot blame her. You can blame yourself, because you could have went and got the courts involved. You could have, at least if you would have went and got the courts involved, there would have been some type of documentation. You know what I'm saying? That you at least tried to do something and get your son. There's none of that. You didn't do any of that. You allowed your son to go be with this person. You allowed your baby mama, no disrespect, to go be around this person and be drafted and be, with these children and everything. You didn't give a darn. And if you did, then you would have took action then. I for damn sure don't see you doing much nothing of now except just running that hole in your face. And this is why the boys going back and forth. And this is why half the time I feel like Quincy is just like, man, forget him. I'm going to stick with the family that I know. Because that is technically the family that he knows. He knows Al B. Shore. But he don't, it wasn't the same thing like when he was with Diddy and him. And like I said, it's going to take this boy a minute. He needs some serious guidance. He needs to be talked to. He needs to probably go talk to a therapist and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a lot of deep-rooted problems that are within this family and within these children. And no telling what they have been privy to seeing. Just because they haven't come out and said anything doesn't mean that they haven't been privy to seeing certain things. And honestly, I think that Al B needs to come with a different approach. When you first started off and you were trying to show love, I can understand that. But even that approach to me was not all the way 100. It wasn't good. I just wish that if he really wanted to build and bond and have a good relationship with his son, his approach needs to come way different. You steady just trying to throw stuff in this boy's face and he knows who his real daddy is. Like, dude, at the end of the day, to a lot of us, it just seemed like you just donated and, she went on her happy little way. Y'all may have still been friends and been talking and had communication, but of course, that's because you guys had a child. But you didn't do what you needed to do to really be called a father at all, at least not to Quincy. And then keep saying stuff. And the world is just like, you need to get away from. It's going to take him a minute before he can get away. You guys see every day what happens with people who are in relationships or situationships with the abusers, even people who don't really acknowledge or know that these people are abusers. You know what I'm saying? It takes them a minute to get out of this. And once that realness really comes up ahead and he's going to be forced to deal with that, that's going to be something right there that's not going to be easy to walk away from. And it's going to really open up a can of worms. Y'all drop a comment in that comment section. Let me know what y'all think about all this. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video respectfully.